To hear from Jennifer tonight. I actually met her at the triad that Shay had a couple weekends ago, and we were in this like small group together, and everything she said literally just spoke to my whole soul. So that's why I wanted her to get on here tonight. But yeah, so first, Jennifer, you should be able to unmute yourself. I'm gonna pin your video, and then I just want you to like begin with your story and everything.
Okay. Hi, everybody. I was so excited when you asked me to talk to your team tonight because, it's just one of those things. You start this and you never think you'll be on the other side of it. And then, it starts to happen and you're like, whoa, this is reality. So it was very cool. So thank you for the opportunity. So my name is Jennifer Wisler, and I am a triple diamond. And I got started about 3 years ago. And what happened was I had just one baby at the time, and I was just kind of scrolling through social media every day when I put my daughter down for her nap, and I saw this like little tiny blonde Sherry Lynn Alcala, and she lives in my hometown where I am now, and I just kept watching her journey, and I was like, wait a minute, she's got 2 little baby girls, like she's getting all these crazy bonuses, and she lives down the street from me. So I started like messaging all my friends. And I was like, hey, is this little firecracker like legit? Is this real? Like people really make money in this business? And everybody's like, yeah, we really think it's real. So, she put up a post that said, text me if you opportunity. And I never, ever thought this would be something that I would do. And I remember like holding my breath, counting to 5, and sending opportunity over to her. So let me just back up a minute. So I was a stay-at-home mommy. That was always the plan for my family, was that when I had kids that I would stay home. I loved it. I want to tell you, like, I could rock the stay-at-home mom gig. I had all the play dates. I had all the fun. I could plan a party at the drop of a hat. But as I was going on in life, I just kept thinking, like, I am losing myself more and more every single day. I don't know if you feel like that, like if you're a teacher or you're just in your walk of life, whatever your walk of life was, you were just kind of going through the motions of it. And I'm like, oh, I didn't realize that I was missing something. But when I kept seeing her posts, then I was like, you know what? Maybe this would be something that I could do. And I never thought, I always thought, Sherry's a unicorn. But I was like, oh, this would never be something that I can make money at. And I signed up and just kind of held my breath. I didn't tell anybody that I had signed up. I didn't tell my husband. I didn't tell my best friends, nobody. And then one day Sherry outed me on Facebook and did a welcome post. And I was like, oh my gosh, no, she didn't. All my friends saw that. Thankfully, I told my husband, like my family saw it. And I was just I remember being so embarrassed because what would people think of me? Like, why is this girl, who's doing a stay-at-home gig, is she doing this business? Like, oh my gosh. Is her husband not doing well? Are they having problems financially? All those things start going through your head. And I was kind of embarrassed by it. But as it kept going on and I got closer to those crazy girls that I thought, all those posts that when they said, oh, these are my best friends, I'm like, you all don't even have friends. I'm like, who needs more? But I found out the friendships were real. I found out the money was real. I found out all the things that I was learning about myself. And I just kept thinking, okay, well, if I can go Ruby, I'll go Ruby. And then I went on the cruise, and then they just said, okay, the next thing is Emerald. Get 2 rubies under you. I'm like, oh, okay. Is that what I'm supposed to do? Okay, I'll go get those 2 rubies under me. And then I went diamond after 7 months, and then, I just kind of slowed it down. I was like, this is good. I got pregnant. I had a baby. Then I just kept kind of going a little bit slower at that point. But for me, it was what works with my life. I always went at a pace that was like really good for me and really good for what I thought was good for my team. So, and at that point too, when from, diamond to double, I kind of put a lid on myself. I kind of stopped myself, and I kind of had to be told that it's okay to dream big. It's okay to dream bigger. It's okay if you want to, have a 6-figure income working from your phone. And you can. And that doesn't mean that your husband's anything less. And that doesn't mean that you're having X, Y, or Z. It doesn't mean that you're greedy. It just means that you can have more. And no matter what it is that you're going for, you can have more too. And that's been a big thing for me, learning that I can have more. And it's not bad. It's not a bad thing for more. So that's just, so now I'm triple diamonds. My husband's one of my diamonds. He's almost double. And the plan is to go Pres in March.
I love that so much. Also, same here. We're pushing for Press in March, and I'm so excited. So that's awesome. One of the things that I wanted you to talk about was what you had talked about from the Try It. So this is like what stuck out to me so well, just because I don't know, like I don't think any one of us were here, but I honestly don't really remember. It was so long ago. But basically, like what we did was like we got into these small groups, and Mary Beth just wanted us to talk about like something that we had overcame and like something that we learned like throughout this business. And we just like went around the little group and like talked about this. And what she had said was underneath or what she had said was like what stuck out to me the most. So that's kind of like the first thing I wanted you to talk about was like that. And if you don't remember, obviously word for word, that's fine. But just like talk about something that you would like overcame and then learned like from doing this.
Yeah. So one of the things that I overcame is really getting over myself. And I just touched on that a little bit. A lot of it was what people thought of me and what kind of mentality I was having. I really was a big underestimator. First off, I really underestimated myself. I could not believe how small I was dreaming. I could not believe how little I was thinking. I could not believe how low my confidence was. And nobody ever would think that about me from the outside looking in. Like nobody would be like, oh, she's sad, but I don't want to say I didn't have self-worth, because I did. I just didn't have a whole lot of confidence in what I was doing. I did not realize how much bigger everything could really be. I think that I spent a lot, I didn't underestimate other people, but I underestimated what they needed in life. You know, a lot of people think they, need, I looked at people and said, oh, they don't need the business. They don't need to ask. My friends are good. I have a lot of friends, all my friends are stay-at-home moms. Not everybody on my team is by any means. A lot of them still, the majority of them work. But I always thought, I don't need to ask them. They have all the means in the world, and they don't need a side business like this. They don't need anything like that. And I just would look at them and think, oh no, they're good. And I didn't really have as much value of what we truly had our hands on. And that really took some time for me to overcome that and realize that it's not just all about the paychecks that we bring home. We have so much more to offer anybody and everybody in this business. One of the great things that I've learned is what my gifts are in life. And if you don't know what your gifts are, ask one of your friends closest to you what they think they are, and they'll probably point you a little direction. I don't know if you all know Kelly Brown, but she's one of my dear friends, and she's one of my sideline sisters. And one of my gifts is, encouragement and telling people, how great I think they are. And I was sending Kelly a message one day, after her bomb speech for her ambassador speech at the green carpet. And I was just like, girl, I'm so proud of you. This, that, and the other. And she of course turned it around on me, and she was like, Jen, you don't even know that is your biggest gift. And I was like, oh my gosh, how did I not know that was my gift? And as soon as I realized what that gift that I have, I was like, oh my goodness, like it just, there's so much more that I could do. There's so much. And I just wanted to go tell everybody. I wanted to voice memo all my friends and give them all the compliments about themselves, because that was something that I kind of always didn't, I just thought it was like me being like, oh, meek and just my encouraging heart. But I didn't realize that that's something that not a lot of people have. And I can utilize that in my business, for my teammates, for my sideline sisters, for my customers, for everybody. So that really has been something that I've underestimated as myself. And then that's kind of how I'm using it now. to encourage my team.
Yeah, I absolutely love that. I remember just like we were talking about that because I won't go like too far into this because I obviously want her to be able to share all her tips. But like one of the things that I was talking about was how like before this, like one of the things I learned was how to like, I don't know how to like word this in the right way because every time I say it, it sounds so like bad, but just like simply how to care for other people, just because that was not something that I was like born with. Like I used to just be like so self-centered and like all about me, and then what I learned was that this is not only about me, and it was just like about other people. And we were talking, and I ended up talking to Kelly Brown a little bit about that too, because she was just like that, she was like that just like stuck out to me because like you like it was just so opposite, I guess. And that, again, is like what stuck out to me about what Jennifer was talking about. Cause I was like, yes, like I just like need all of that juice. Cause like, that is just like, it's simply something I have to like grow towards every single day. But, one of the next questions I had, I'm going to kind of like skip down to like the, one of the other ones before I ask the other one. Cause I know I sent you these, but, because you were talking about how like your gifts were like encouraging and just like loving on your team. For those that like are like myself that just like don't have like have to learn to grow that, I guess, like what would you say to like your biggest tips on like how you love your team? I hope that makes sense.
Yeah. I think for me, being a yellow, I always looked at it as something that wasn't positive. You know, most people in this business are you know, red and more red. That's not really me. I do have some in me when I need to. When I need to do it, I will step up. And, you know, as we're getting ready for conference and all that good stuff, like, you know, I'm doing all the things for my team and everything. But I've always thought that my job was to support someone else's dreams. I did not think, okay, what are your dreams? So I think that once you learn that you're worth so much more and your dreams are, no matter what they may be, just as important, and you need to learn to love those people, you just be real and relatable. You learn what those people's dreams are, and you use that and have that as one of your tools to become a better leader. You know, you need to find out what motivates you. Like, are you motivated by confidence? Are you motivated by or, you know, overcoming obstacles? And learn those things about your team and take those and use those as the opportunity. So one of my girls, Angela, her thing, you know, she loves her grandbabies, and that's her biggest motivation. And I just utilize that and talk to her and become friends with these people, because they're my friends. I love them and all, and I care for them all. And no matter what it is that they're doing, I just make sure they know I'm always in support of their business and support of them as individuals. So I think just utilizing your yellow, don't look at it as a weakness, because it's not. It's a strength. And people don't always have that. You know, a lot of people it's very easy, you know, just to it's easy to get your head down and get in a rut and just be laser focused, but open up and open your eyes. And once you make those connections with people, you're going to have so much more fun doing this business. You're going to have so much more fun if you're running for a promotion with somebody who you know and care about, and you know why that person is going for their promotion. So when you know what it is they're looking for and what they're searching for, that's going to be even more important for them, you know? So it's knowing the impact that you're going to make on people's lives, and knowing it's so much bigger than what it is that you're doing. You know, like, everybody's promotions are so important, but think about the promotions that are happening underneath you. And that's the part that's super, super cool, and that you get so excited about. And I just wear my heart on my sleeve. I cry all the time, but that's just who I am. Sherry Lynn cries never, so it's okay. We can, you know, everybody balance each other's out. But I think that's the really cool part. It's just, you know, using that yellow to show people how much you love them and show them how much they mean to you. And it's not about the business, you know, but the business is a catalyst for what's really important and what's going to take everybody closer to their dreams and their goals.
Yeah, I love that so much. I just took so many notes down just because that was all so good. Also something that I just thought about, do you have any like specific books or like podcasts that like you feel like really helped you with that, or just like share
Yeah.
all the things?
Yeah. So some of my favorite books right now, depending on my mood, do y'all read the Success Commandments?
I've heard of it. I put it on my Amazon list because I remember you talking about that at the
Yeah,
trial.
so
Yeah.
this is by Devon Franklin, and this one's super good. And if you do audio, it's the Hollywood Commandments is what it's called. So that one's really great, and that one's like has a little bit more Bible based to him, so he's cool. I'm also reading You Are a Bad A. This one's hard for me though because she's a little bit more frank than I am. She doesn't have so much yellow in her. So I got to tone her down a bit with my Devon. And then I do 100 Days to Brave. And this is just a really good, easy one to start off with. It's just like 1 or 2 pages that I have. So those are the 3 right now that are kind of I'm working on. But I'm a visual person, so I can't a lot of people like read in the or listen to it in the car when you're getting ready. I need to like read. I need to see the words.
No,
And
yeah,
whatnot,
I'm
so.
the same way. I tried doing the whole audiobook thing and it literally was just like whoop, but I was like, I cannot retain any of this. So I started actually reading books and like, I don't know, I think mine's like out in the living room, but they have like these little tabs all over them and I'm like, ooh, and I'm so green that like each of these tabs stand for a different thing. So it's fun. But I'm the exact same way because like I'll try listening to podcasts and like when I'm getting ready, but like I can't. Like I have to like sit down and just like read something like along with it because like I'm just like such a visual person.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next question I wanted to ask is you kind of touched on this a little bit when you were talking about like how to like love on your team essentially, but like the whole stigma of I can't be successful because I'm yellow or not money motivated. Like I want you to talk about that a little bit.
Okay, so I'm gonna do a little exercise if that's okay with you. And so if everybody could just make me big on your screen for a second, for a few minutes. We did this exercise. Denise Walsh did this with us a few years ago. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna ask you over and over again, what do you want? I'm just going to look in that thing and just say, what do you want? And I'm just going to repeatedly ask you that question. And this is kind of a hard question. So I'm going to do it over and over we'll do 2 minutes. Okay. So you can write your question, you can write it down, you can jot it down on your phone, whatever you do. But let's just do this. And I just want you, when I say, what do you want? You can either, since you're muted, you can either say it back to me, something that you want. I want, to pay off my car. I want to retire my husband. I want a pair of new Golden Goose shoes. I do. Whatever they are. So we're just going to do this. And I'm going to put my timer on. And the thing is I want you to dig deep on this, and I want you to answer it and make me big so it looks like I'm talking to you, okay, friend? All right, ready? What do you want? 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 What do you really, really, really want? What do you want? What do you want? What do you really, really want? What do you 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 want? Last one. What do you want? Okay. So Denise Walsh had us do that exercise one time at an event that I was at. And we got there and we sat face to face with somebody else. And at first, you can say the quick things quick and easy off the top of your head. Everybody knows the first couple things what they want, right? But it's not until you get past that. It's not until you get past that uncomfortable point. It's not until you got past it, the easy things, that you're finding out what it is that you truly, truly want. Like what is really important to you. Maybe it's time. Maybe it's a family vacation. Maybe you want to take your parents on a vacation. Maybe you want to be like me and I want to retire my husband. And I never, until I did that exercise, I had never, ever thought that was a possibility. Never. I just didn't. But once you get down until you really decide what it is that you want and you get those hard goals, you get those ones that put the pit in your stomach, then that's the things that are going to be driving you. It might be, that you, it might be that you want to, have more time with your family. That's not money, but guess what? You need the avenue. You need the resources to be able to spend more time with your family. Maybe you want to, maybe that you having more time with your family means that you're working 3 days a week instead of 5 days a week so that you can go home. I have a girl on my team, Julie, and she wanted more time. And she's like, okay, well, in order to have more time with my family who lives out of state, I need to work 3 days a week at my other job so that I can have 5 days that I can go home if I wanted to on the weekends. So guess what? Julie worked her tail off, and Julie now works 2 days a week at her corporate job. She's a pediatric occupational therapist. And she now works 2 days a week at her other job, and she has the rest of the time that she can do this. And that's what she truly wanted. And at the end of the day, she needed a higher paycheck to be able to balance that out. If y'all haven't made your dream boards, I really, really encourage you to do that. Just have it somewhere that you can see it all the time. I thought that my dreams, I thought my role was to support other people. I thought my role was to, look and say, okay, I'm this leg on Sherry Lynn's chart and she needs me here. Honestly, as a yellow, that's what we think, right? As a yellow, we're like, okay, how can we support them in their dreams? But then I realized that's not me. Yes, I will 100% support her. If she tells me it's time to go, then I will be right there. But along the way, what's going to motivate me and what's going to motivate me to get there is all those things that I'm going to be doing on the way. My confidence is growing. I'm empowering my team in ways that I never thought was possible. I never thought this would be me. I didn't think that I'd be sitting here talking to you awesome ladies and, telling you what I do, but I am. And guess what? I hope that I leave you all just a tiny bit better than you were before we got on this call. I hope I just give you a little tiny nugget. I hope that you all find out something that's a little bit more important to you. I hope that there's something a little bit more important to you than before we got on this call. I hope that you can say, you know what? Yes, I really want to be able to do this for my family. And that's something that you can put on your dream board. And as you're working, as you're sending messages, as we're going through the mechanical pieces of our business, which, I think sending messages are mechanical. It's just something that you do. as I'm doing that step, I can think I'm getting closer to retiring my husband. I'm getting closer, for my team, to have 3 triple diamonds on it. And those are all the things that keep you going as a yellow. Those are all the things that motivate me as a person now. These are all the things that I just want to pour into my team and let them know. And I want you all to know that you can have them. And it doesn't matter if it's, it doesn't matter what it is. It just matters that you're working for something that in your gut is so incredibly important to you. If your number one goal is not to be a presidential diamond, that's okay. You don't have to be, but find out what that goal is and use that to empower you, and use that to be your motivation, and use that to be that empty thing in your gut that keeps you going the whole way along. Because that's when you find out what that is, when you find out what it is, it's going to make you run. It's going to make you run so hard and so fast for it. So we were doing a dream board training or dream board party the other night, and there's somebody sitting next to me, and he put something on his dream board to go to Harvard. And he said, somebody said, oh, is that what you want to do? Is that, really what your dream is? And he said, I think about going to Harvard and my eyes fill with tears. So yes, if your eyes filled with tears over something that you just thought about when we did that exercise, that is something that should fire you up and fuel you. And this business can be the catalyst to help you do that. So if your dream is to go to Harvard, you know what? This business can help you along the way, because we're teaching all the entrepreneurial skills. We are going to help you with the finances to get there, and we are going to help you with the confidence to make it on your way. So yes, so that is what your goal is. Whatever it is, your goal is, find it, follow it, and work towards that. Because no matter what it is, if you're money motivated, great. We can list all the fancy things on the wall that you need and that you can get. If you are motivated by people, you have a whole huge team here that can be by your side. So you just need to find out what it is that fuels you and work towards that. But I think that, we always say, find your why, find your why, find your why. Yes. But then find that deeper why within the pit of your stomach that you can't say it without getting teary-eyed. And then you'll know. And then you'll know what it is.
All right, I was writing down so I couldn't click the unmute button. I seriously love that so much. When you were talking about that, I ran out of space to write. I literally had to start getting sticky notes. And I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, I'm not going to cry. But that was so good. I absolutely love that. If anyone else has any questions for her while we still have her on, please put them in the chat. I'm just trying to think if you have any last minute tips that you want to throw to us, obviously please share. But yeah, I absolutely love this so much. This was so good.
Yeah, I just think, don't disregard yourself for any reason. Just know that no matter what skill set you have, you can utilize that to be a benefit in this company, and in life. So I just love everything that this company has taught me and empowered me, and really just I think that's the best. And what's really fun too, y'all? I think that you should when y'all get together, whether it be at conference or whatever it is, I just encourage you, maybe do that exercise again. And we had to sit knee to knee. So we were like this, staring at each other's faces, guys. But there's something so deep. And, we did it with people we weren't close with, which was a cool experience because you are sobbing, and I didn't care that the person didn't know anything about me. So that's all that I have is just, go for it. And whatever your goals are, just run towards them and just find out what fuels you.
I love that. Thank you so much. I'm definitely doing this at conference. So if y'all are staying in the house with us, be prepared to do this. We definitely are doing this. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. I'm going to go